If you've done any research into electric toothbrushes, you'll quite quickly discover that there are two leading brands. There's Braun's Oral-B and Philips Sonicare. These two brands, generally speaking, are the market leaders. There are of course many other brands that you can consider, but one of the big questions then comes as a result of this is which is better? Is it Oral-B? Is it Sonicare? The short answer is there is no one brand better than the other. One brand may suit someone better than the other. It all depends on your personal circumstances, your needs, wants and desires. And in this video and in the written article that accompanies this video, we aim to give a bit more information on what those differences are and which one might suit you. We can't simply say which is best, but we can give our gut feeling on which one is better suited under a number of different circumstances. So I'm going to run through 12 key areas and give my opinion on why one particular brand is better than the other in that particular area, but it's not always that simple. So I do encourage you to read the written article that accompanies this video that goes into a little bit more detail into each point and why I've chosen the brand that I have. So this is more of a summary overview video for you, and if you want more detail, do check out that written article. So which has the best brushing technology? Well, I give this to Oral-B. Now, both sort of use a sonic technology, but Oral-B use something called an oscillating rotating technology, whereby the bristles of the brush move side to side in a sort of circular motion, but then they do have a pulsation technology which gives a third dimension to the clean and is what Oral-B refer to as a 3D clean, whereby the bristles are moving from side to side in a circular motion as well as a back and forth motion to give a pulsation that agitates liquids around the tooth and gum line and reaches deeper than the bristles of the brush might, to give that third dimension. And for that reason it goes a little bit deeper than Sonicare in my opinion in terms of the cleaning technology. Some studies have suggested that Oral-B do have the better clean as well overall, so Oral-B win on which has the best brushing technology. Which has the best design? Well, I'm going to give that to Sonicare. I've got a diamond clean brush here and it's actually in a pink colour. And the reason I pick Sonicare over Oral-B is despite Oral-B having some different coloured brushes and some perhaps more vivid colour options than Sonicare, I feel the overall design of the brushes is a little bit more thought through with Sonicare. They look and feel a little bit more premium at times. So here we've got pink body with a sort of silver bezel and we've got a white brush head, but we often get colour matched brush heads, and that doesn't happen quite the same on Oral-B. So we've got a black handled brush here, but you can only ever get a white brush head to go with it, which to me just breaks the design a little bit. I just feel that Sonicare think things through. It just looks and feels a little bit more refined in my opinion. So which offers the most features? Well, that has to go to Oral-B. Here we have the Genius 9000, which has 6 different cleaning modes, pressure sensor, timer, it has Bluetooth technology built in. There's loads going for it, and generally speaking, you get a lot more for your money with an Oral-B brush than you do a Sonicare. And it feels like Oral-B are pushing the boundaries more than Sonicare are. And at the time of recording, there's only one Sonicare brush with Bluetooth technology, where there's about 6 Oral-B ones, and that to me feels like Oral-B are pushing into the future a little bit more. Who does it better? Well, it's personal opinion, but I think Oral-B are pushing forward in this sort of space. Which is the quietest? Without a shadow of doubt, Philips Sonicare. Oral-B are loud. There's no question about it. Their motors are much noisier. There's a more mechanical sound. Whereas Philips Sonicare, you get quite a loud vibration from the motor, but when you put the two side by side, you can really tell the difference. And I'll just give you a very quick overview now. So here's the Oral-B. And here's the Sonicare. Now, it might be quite hard to tell the difference between those two in front of the microphone here, but it's certainly the Oral-B is the loudest and Sonicare is the quietest. And if you're cleaning your teeth in the middle of the night, you could get away with leaving the door open and not disturbing other people with the Sonicare, whereas you would with the Oral-B. Which offers the most accessories? Oral-B. Now, it can vary from different brushes and box contents on different models, but generally speaking, you're going to get a lot more with Oral-B. Be that the number of brush heads, the inclusion of a travel case, a place to store the brush heads, other accessories such as a wireless smart guide or phone holders for the Bluetooth connectivity. Oral-B certainly win that hands down in terms of the general overall box contents. Whether those items are necessary or useful to you will depend on the price and your particular circumstances, but without a doubt, Oral-B offer more in the box. Which is most innovative? Well, I generally think that Oral-B are, because they added Bluetooth to their brushes sooner, now with 6 models with Bluetooth compared to Sonicare's single one. I think they tried to push the boundaries a bit with other in-box accessories such as wireless smart guides and other modules such as a holder for your phone. I think they just feel like they're pushing the boundaries and stretching the capabilities of what a toothbrush can do and evolving it a little bit to be a bit more current than a lot of other brands out there, most commonly Sonicare in comparison. Sonicare just seem to follow and refine what Oral-B have done in some respects, but are a little bit more conservative in what they do. Which is the best quality? Sonicare. From most angles, it feels a better quality. It's more premium in the hand. It just feels well built, and Philips have a good brand. That's not to say the Oral-Bs are cheap or rubbish by any means. No, they're very good and more than acceptable and work very well on the most part. But if I look at all the brushes I've handled and all the feedback that we get here at Electricteeth, the consensus is that Oral-B are a little less reliable, perhaps because they sell more than Sonicare, but generally speaking, they don't stand the test of time quite as well, Oral-B brushes, in comparison to Sonicare, who just seem to kind of go on, and you hear a lot less complaints, generally speaking. Which is the cheapest? Oral-B. You definitely get better value from Oral-B brushes. Cheap isn't always the answer when it comes to buying an electric toothbrush, but you can certainly pick up a very good electric toothbrush for £30–40, whereas most Sonicare brushes start at least £40 and you have to pay a lot more to get the equivalent. You also see more offers and discounts, particularly around Christmas time and seasonal gifting areas with Oral-B than you do with Sonicare. So Oral-B win it for sort of price and being the cheaper brush, generally speaking. If you're looking at it from a family perspective, Oral-B win there as well for a number of reasons. They generally have more in the box, which suits more users, so be that multiple brush heads, and often a lot of their brushes have multiple cleaning modes, which works better for different users. What doesn't work quite so well is the battery life. Sonicare have a better battery life, so that's not so good for families. But what also Oral-B do is they do a few models where you can buy a model that has 2 brush handles in it. So you could have 2 brush handles, so sort of one for mum and dad, or one for the parents, one for the kids, and that means that the overall value of the box is increased. Although you have to spend a little bit more, it's not as expensive as buying 2 or 3 brushes to suit the family. You can buy one box that has a couple of brush handles and multiple heads in it and get a little bit better value from it there. And then if you throw in the accessories that come in the box as well, generally speaking, Oral-B is going to be the better value option. Which is best for travellers? I've got to hand this to Sonicare. There's only one thing that really stands out for me when it comes to travellers here, and that's battery life. If you're travelling, you don't want to be lugging around lots of batteries or chargers to go with it, and most Sonicare brushes last 2, if not 3 weeks, so this is better in my opinion for travellers. Oral-B do generally provide more brushes with travel cases included in the box, which often is better for travellers. But when you go up to the Diamond Clean series with Sonicare, you get a premium travel case which actually allows you to charge the brush in the case from a USB port on a computer or a mains charger. Oral-B have offered that on the latest Genius 9000 series, but you can't charge it from a USB port. You still need a proprietary charger, which means you've got to take that with you. So Sonicare, in my opinion, win that for the traveller aspect. Which has the best warranty? Well, although we gave Sonicare the title kind of for the best quality, it's Oral-B who have the best warranty. You get a 2-year warranty as standard, included with both brands, but what Oral-B do is they generally offer an extension to 3 years if you register the brush online, which gives you an extra year's peace of mind and offers pretty good value if you think about it. And I think that's pretty impressive nowadays to get 3 years warranty. Now, we expect our toothbrushes to last, but as I said, Oral-B aren't as reliable, so to have that added peace of mind of an extra year's warranty, I think that's really good. So Oral-B win there for the best warranty. So that's a few of the main topics and areas covered. As I said, that's just an overview and personal opinion. There's more explanation on why we've chosen each one for those categories over at electricteeth.co.uk. But I hope you found this helpful, and until next time, thanks for watching.